if you were gonna get Britta, if you were gonna get Tyler Robinson exonerated, what would be the first like piece of evidence you would point to get him exonerated?
Yeah, I think you're probably talking to the wrong person because
Exactly. So
I
But that's a
this
really
is a
good
complete.
exercise because
This is
that's
how
But that's
you
fair.
expose somebody who's not
No,
actually good
no,
faith.
no,
no,
no.
I'm
that's
being
a good
very honest with
exercise in
you.
thinking outside the box because we could ask you the same thing
She
about
has a
what's the
complete
biggest
inability
piece of
to do
evidence
that.
against him.
Thank you,
No,
Kate.
Listen,
Yeah,
that's her
complete
opinion.
inability to
I'm not a
do this.
debater, and
It's
I've
not about.
seen
I'm
him.
not. That wasn't a debate question. That
No,
was
no,
just a
no.
regular
Listen,
question.
We can't ostracize people with different opinions. I
That's
know it's
not
like,
ostracization. That's not
yeah, you're
ostracization. It's not. It's asking a literal question. What is the problem with the question? How about I asked you, Ria?
okay.
Ria, what would
Yes.
be the biggest?
Hang on, you went out. Can you turn your speaker back on? I think you're out. Okay. Well,
That wasn't me that
I
time.
think Uncle
okay.
Tom got
All
bumped to listener knows out, but I don't know
okay.
why.
Yeah, no, he's
I
been
guess
having
I guess
connections.
I would
Okay.
ask him. I would ask him. Oh, how often have I just been calling for Tyler Robinson to just be found guilty no matter what?
Well, and I just want to say this, okay? Like, we can't all, everybody that's seeking are truthers, right? Like, we're all about our constitutional right to like speak our opinions. So we can't then weaponize it against someone who doesn't agree with us.
Hey,
That's all
real
I want to say.
fast,
Yeah.
housekeeping, really fast. Uncle Tom seems to think he's getting kicked out. Let's just make sure that we're letting Tom stay back in, please. Thank you.
Anyways,
All
look.
right. Sorry, I missed that. Your answer, Rio. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Uh,
What was your question?
what is the biggest piece of evidence that you'd point to exonerate Tyler Robinson?
I have a whole list.
Yeah. What's just one thing?
I mean, the bullet, it wasn't a bullet. We don't have him even there
There
for
you go.
sure.
There you go. Wasn't that
Yeah.
difficult? Very easy to take care of. Britta failed to be able to answer just a basic
Okay,
question because she's
but
not
But that's
operating
not
in
her
good faith,
opinion.
and
but
I pointed that
if you were to
out
ask me
very basically.
if you were
But
to
that's
ask
not her
me
opinion.
if you were
Right.
to
Huh?
You need to you're asking her to think the opposite of what her opinion is and
what
So
Rio to think the same as
what?
her
What do
opinion.
you think
So
what do you think the truthers do all day, every day?
hey
right,
This
Uncle
is
but it
Tom,
was much
He,
easier for Rio to answer that question.
she doesn't think he should be exonerated.
okay.
And so you're
Sure,
asking her to
Rio.
answer
What is the
something.
biggest? What Rio? What is the biggest piece of evidence that could convict Tyler Robinson? You think?
I don't have one.
Okay.
I
Well.
don't have one. I don't.
Kate, what about you?
Um
If you were the prosecutor,
if
what would you point to?
if they actually have his license plate, then that.
There you go. See, it's not that difficult. No trick questions. It's people who can critically think, I guess.
but you didn't ask me what I would use to convict him either.
No shit. That's the
But you
whole point of
asked
the
Rio what she
exercise.
would no,
I asked Rio both things, both
right. So ask
sides.
Britta both sides.
There's people laughing in the chat because this is pretty basic. But anyways, the exercise done. I
No, it's not done.
I
It's
think
not done.
Britta's very
You
bad
are
faith.
the one you are obviously not acting in good faith, and I think you're just waiting for somebody to call you on it.
No,
Okay. No,
Britta, I think
Hey,
it was
I
somehow
actually completely
somebody
agree with
blocked
Uncle Tom.
somebody
hello.
blocked
Can we
Muppet
let
from the
Eco
space.
talk? Can we let
Hang
Eco
on
talk,
just a minute.
please?
Somebody blocked Muppet from the space. I had to go back and allow him to rejoin.
Wait, somebody
it was
blocked who?
What?
Muppet. Yeah, that's
probably
what.
Charlie because she's
No,
fucking
I don't think
autistic.
she did. It might be something wrong with my space. I don't know.
No,
Charlie's
no,
on a
because you can go to
rampage.
somebody did because you go over there and it removes them. Like
I'm
you
sorry.
go to.
Adam's back. He's going to go to co-host.
She's like, I'm co-host now.
Yeah, that way I can.
That's how she was behaving. Like, what's wrong with this lady?
Well, what she really said is what.
Hey, I
Um.
really like Charlie.
s-
Let's not talk bad about each other. Let's keep going
All
with what we're
right.
doing.
So, Britta, it doesn't mean just because we did this exercise doesn't mean that like this is just some hopeless human being. It's not what I'm trying. That's not what I'm trying to point out here. she may leave the space and start to critically think about the other side and say,
I've
"Oh,
thought
well,
about both sides, and the thing is,
sure." So, what's
you would
one
think
thing that could help get Tyler exonerated? What would you
if you
point to?
ask me about getting him convicted.
What? You post about that all day, every
How
day.
about
Like,
one of us
Please
says,
show me,
here's an
because I
idea.
rarely do. I
What if
really rarely do.
one of the truthers says what they would use to convict him, and then Britta says what she would use to exonerate him. That way both sides give a little.
That's fair. That's
no,
and see how good.
I did
I'm
That's
that.
shifting
making
that
the
feels.
I'm not. I'm making the. I already know what most people in here, but their frame of thinking. So I get that they look at, like, put it this way: if you're investigating a crime, you have detectives, right? They're both on the same side. They're trying to get their man. So, but they also look. They together. They don't. It's not an echo chamber for them. They together will also look at ways at which, hey, this may not meet the state's attorney's threshold. They have to poke holes in their own
Yeah,
case.
I agree.
yeah, but
This is
he already confessed, though, moron. He
okay,
already
good.
confessed.
All right,
He
good
confessed
buddy.
to his
Good buddy.
parents.
Do you don't
Wait,
understand the
who's
You
in
equity
guys
here?
are
Who's in
principle?
here
fucking
calling names?
morons.
Because you can kick
You don't
rocks.
you
You
don't
can
have
kick
to
rocks
say
real
moron.
fast.
You don't have to say moron, dude. We're trying to have like a decent conversation here. I don't understand.
N-
This is
That
an
don't make
adult
any sense.
conversation. I'm putting on my
Anyways,
mama hat.
that
Either
was it.
grow up
I'm
or
not.
kick
I don't.
rocks.
I'm not gonna take any more mic time from other
No, you
people.
guys are telling me to grow up. You guys are like debating whether he
Dude,
killed
are you
You know
Charlie
drinking?
or
what
not.
though?
Are you?
Who
This
is
is
that? He can go.
hang
Bye
on.
bye.
This is not an argument like that. We're having a decent conversation. Britta can hold her own if she's being super attacked. I'll step in and stop it.
I
And
think that dude's
stop being
drinking. Dude, you're
assholes to Britta,
drinking,
then,
Can
you
bro.
you
fucking
guys kick?
cocksuckers.
Can you
Stop
Go
kick
fuck
whoever that
drinking.
is?
yourselves.
Go fuck yourself.
You're drinking on a fucking.
But
Please stop. Please.
I already kicked him from space. We're not gonna do that. Britta, if
Sorry,
you feel
Wendy.
like you're
I just
attacked,
got a
just
little
say something
heated.
and I'll step in. Just
You're fine, Leslie. I expect it from you.
Okay.
Artifacts, grab a mic, bro.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh, Artifacts needs to unblock me. I did nothing wrong. Just gonna say.
Well, I did something wrong. I fell asleep. And
that's probably the best decision you could ever make is blocking this lady Britta.
How dare you?
oh, come on. I can't worse. We just talked about people that are doing really bad things.
Anyways, Eco, what were you gonna say? Adam, you're unmuted, but Eco, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, I think one, the defense with their, I think it's document 61, the request for discovery sort of lays out what you would want to see if it's going to be proven, and it's a lot of fucking things. If you're narrowing that down, personally, I would love to see the body at the video, the chain of custody that it takes, um, and I think if you're able to do that, which is like the biggest fucking thing,
That is the man.
then you can
That's
have a
Wendy. That's Blazer. Okay, you can remove
Who
him.
is he?
He's removed now.
Okay.
so just as a kind of example, Britta, I think the issue was that we all know that you have a favorite way of convicting him, but in terms of what would be able to go the other way from your usual thing, that's what I think people are trying to figure out.
Well, what's my favorite way of convicting him if I talk about it so often?
I have no idea. I mean, I could look if you'd like me and see what you.
You go ahead. I mean, I've retweeted some people, and
It's whatever Paramount says. That's basically who.
I have said that I think he's guilty, but like I am not out here saying I want him convicted no matter what.
No, but you sort of assume he will get convicted. That's the issue.
I assume that, but like
Right.
I'm
So
not.
the
I do
issue, I
want
think,
truth.
Britta, is that
Believe it or not, I actually do want truth.
yeah.
And if it turns out that he's not guilty, I don't want him found guilty. Period. Like I'm not gonna.
Hey, I need to get
Yeah.
artifacts on. Who wants to drop down for just a minute so I can get artifacts on?
I'll drop down. I gotta go in just a minute. Thanks for giving me the mic, Wendy.
Oh, of course, anytime. Please come back. And I appreciate your
Rio, give me a
candor and your
follow.
kindness. Thank you, Rio.
Yeah, absolutely. I will. Y'all take care.
Rio, I did share your post in the nest, by the way. That
Give
was
me a
me.
follow,
I
Rio.
Oh, I
was
saw that.
I was asking questions about it. Yeah, I didn't attack it or anything. I was curious about, and I
No, go
asked
for
about
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. I'm in a nest now, y'all. That's cool.
No,
You're big time
yeah.
now.
Everyone
So
follow my
Britta,
OnlyFans.
if you're definitely wanting to find the truth and you're open to Tyler being innocent, or even just the concept that some of the quote evidence is inaccurate, I'm interested in your thoughts about the pictures of the text messages, not necessarily what was pulled from Celebrate, but actually like the pictures that they showed us.
From his phone?
Yes.
What specifically about them?
Did
Like just
they
the
look
content?
legit to you? No, like the actual images of them.
I haven't looked into whether the images themselves looked fake. You're talking about the photographs of the phone screen?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that one way or the other.
Okay. I'm just curious because so many people seem to be like, yeah, but he confessed on these, and then it's the pictures. Look at them, and I'd be interested to hear back on that next time we're in a space together.
Okay. Yeah, I've also seen people say that like Candace's screenshots were fake because of this or that, and I just I did test her on that, but in general, I don't just assume that stuff is fake. I don't go into like like look at all the alignment or the whatever they look at the, you know.
I
Um,
just did want to bring up a point about that. So if you haven't looked into this stuff and you haven't looked at stuff, how can you make an assumption that he's guilty?
Well, I guess I would need to know why those photos were looked fake.
Well, you haven't
let me
even
just.
looked at him, so how can you
I'm just
even
gonna
make
post
an
what I have.
assumption about it?
I'll just post them in the.
I
I'll
mean,
put them
I've
in the purple pill.
Are we
I mean,
operating under the
you're
assumption?
convinced that he's guilty, and you haven't even checked the evidence. Like you haven't even looked over it. So
I
You gotta
mean,
say it with
that's
your
fair
chest,
enough.
Bronson. That's Leslie talking.
That's
Are we operating under the assumption that the defense is
Bronson.
in on it?
Wait, Bronson. Leslie's talking.
they absolutely could be in on it. They're all getting paid by the same people, and the defense isn't representing him the way they should be. So yeah,
I
Well,
mean,
I
I don't
think
think this man is on this man is on death row, and people are acting like it's just nothing. Like
if, if I could, Britta, I could ask this a different way. If you were on the jury and you went through all the evidence that we're pretending that, that we're arguing about whether they'll show or they're not, and let's say in your head, all of it, and they did a pretty good job of presenting it, both sides. When you go into the jury room, there's a thing called jury instruction, and it'll tell you a bunch of things. And I don't know all what those things are, but let's pretend that you know that too. When you get into the jury room, is your job to decide that he's not guilty, or is your job to decide that the defense did a very good job proving their point that he is guilty? Like, where do you start? Are you in the middle, or are you starting one way and you're saying yes or no? Like, what's your view of what a jury should do, whether it's
I,
you or a hypothetical jury?
I mean, your job is to um, presume innocent until proven guilty, and you're not going to just like try and look for excuses to find somebody guilty. If anything, you're going to like try to make sure that you don't find somebody guilty unless there's absolutely, you know.
And what?
But
So you're going to come in and you're not really trying. What you're actually doing is you're judging who did a better job of presenting their
well,
case, correct? Because that's all we
again,
have is evidence.
I'll be honest, like this is not my forte and I've never pretended it was, and I've never been one. I know that people will say that Britta, she's on that side and so therefore she just wants Tyler found guilty no matter what, blah 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 blah. It's not like that. So I mean, I want justice to be done.
Well, Britta, you're in here and you're talking to us, so that and you're being nice and you're not, I don't believe that. You may have you may lean more one side than the other, but the fact that
Yeah.
you're showing up and you're being nice and you're being kind, and you said, doxing is bad, and you know,
It
like,
shows good faith, right?
yeah, we like that. We like that you're here.
Yeah, I'm not a great person to talk on all of the legal terms of everything, especially not late at night. So,
Right. And
I'm
just
not
so you know,
prepared for
I'm
that.
like, you're not the jury. This is like, you're not on trial here. I'm just
I
what
will say this: I was on a jury once, and it was for a guy. He didn't kill anybody, but he pulled a gun on somebody, and it was kind of a big deal. And I took it extremely seriously. And even though it seemed very much like the guy was guilty, and it seemed very much like the defense was just kind of, I don't know, kind of sleazy, I still took it extremely seriously. Now, sadly, I got dismissed. I was one of the, like, I ended up an alternate that they, kicked out. But no, I don't take this stuff lightly. I don't. And I know that
can
everybody wants to think that, oh, well, you're on Team Erica, so therefore you want Tyler to just walk the plank. And it's like, no, I want justice to be done. And I do think Tyler's guilty, but it doesn't really matter what I think, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think I have a better understanding now, and I I do believe what you've said to this point, and it's because you have like a childlike, perspective and overall mentality, and that's why I mean some of the things you post and repost, it's just like there's no critical thinking. It's like there's nobody at home basically. But I do have a
Hey, Tom,
question, and
she's not
by
on
the way.
trial. She's not on
No,
trial.
no, she's not on trial.
Wow.
And by the way, anything I ask, obviously you don't have to answer because you're getting peppered with a lot of different questions, and so you don't have to feel like you got to answer this. But I do have one question about this. Like everything Elizabeth Lane, this was yesterday. You posted this. Everything Elizabeth Lane told Tucker about Gary Melton is false. So you're basically calling Elizabeth Lane a credible journalist by all accounts. Basically a
Yeah, she's a
liar.
liar. She
Yeah.
is.
So so
Absolutely. Because
so
that's the thing.
so
I do
now
have
here,
opinions on
well,
things.
let
I
me
do
just
have
finish.
opinions on things, and I do have knowledge on things. I'm just saying that when it comes to the Tyler Robinson trial, that is not my forte.
Wait,
If you
wait, you
ask me
said you
about what
do have,
Candace
wait, you
Owens
said you
or
do
Elizabeth
have
Lane has
knowledge of
done,
thing? You said you do have knowledge?
knowledge as in, yes, what I have observed, what I have learned.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
it Yeah,
So,
so if you're like, well, I want you to speak on Tyler Robinson, it's like, that is not my point. My point has always been calling out the lies that I'm
no,
seeing.
no, okay. First of all, I understand you fall into the bucket of our government's telling us this, so this is what I believe, and I get that. It's like a
No.
sheep mentality. Okay, well, hold on. You can just correct me if I'm wrong when I'm done. So this thing by calling Elizabeth Lane, who actually has social proof and status and proven journalist, a liar, but with nothing to substantiate that. You don't, in the post, you don't back it up with anything. All you do is just repost Gary Melton, because he's saying she's a liar, and you just have nothing to substantiate anything. So it's just like this
Hey,
childlike.
housekeeping real fast after you, Tom. Artifacts wants to ask another question, just to let you know after you.
Yeah, yeah, I'll be done after this. And like I said, you could just ignore me too if I'm being too harsh or anything like that. I'm not trying to be rude, and this doesn't mean that you're incapable of learning or growing or any of that. I'm just pointing out that currently the state you're in is just more of like, again, it's just uh, I'm not gonna I'm not even gonna say. I'm just curious on what you have to substantiate that Elizabeth Lane is a liar.
Well, I have just as much as you have to say that she's telling the truth.
Yeah, so like before, that doesn't answer the question.
Okay, well, she made claims about Gary, and Gary explained exactly how those contracts worked and at what point they went into motion and at what time frame, and how common it is that he does this sort of thing because that's literally his job. Is He sells stuff, and it's
Britta,
like,
Britta,
to
you
say that
hang on.
it
Let
has
me
something to
change
do with
something real
Charlie's
quick.
assassination, and that he he got this contract He explained the whole time frame, and he's
Yeah, but
willing to
he's
give
lying.
receipts.
He's
Willing to
lying
give
about the
receipts.
contract. I
How do
can
you
tell
know?
you
How do you
because
know?
we have the dates. Kelly's right
Yeah,
here. She
we
has the
do.
dates.
The
He got
dates
the
of
Brought
contract.
Kelly up
when the
and
contract
talk about it.
Hang
was
on,
put into
I've
motion,
invited
or
her up.
when it was finalized.
Well, it was given 2 days before it was finalized. So it
That's
reads
not how
like
it works, though. This stuff takes
that.
ages.
We know that that's
You
not
think
how it
this
works, but this
you
is
think this stuff
government
can be done
paperwork.
overnight?
Listen to what we're telling you. Kelly has the paperwork. She has the documents of when it started and when it stopped. She has the documents. So yes, something looks wrong. It doesn't work overnight, and they usually don't go to small contractors with outdated equipment. I'm telling you, they don't do that. We're talking about the military and top security stuff. Like they're not going to some podcaster with outdated equipment. They're going to Fort Huachuca or somewhere like that, or I don't even know. I'm just saying that. But like they're going to go to places like Northrop Grumman and the military industrial complex for that kind of stuff. And they're going to go and they're going to do a bid, and it's going to take. They're going to allow multiple people to bid on it, and it's going to take time to do it. It
Okay,
doesn't.
well, then how
Well,
do
I know,
you?
but
wait, Britta,
what I
you
hear
can
her saying though
Britta,
is
Britta, you can respond. I just Wolf, where I was going with this was not if you called me a
Are
liar.
you
Oh,
ever really gonna let her
yeah, yeah,
respond
she
after
can
you
respond.
insult
I just
her
needed to
and
I need
cover
to
and sprinkle it
clarify
with
I
a
just
something.
wanted to
question?
clarify
Like,
the.
what's really up? Thank you for allowing me up here, but
Lady, calm down.
well,
I
I'm
want
not
to
upset. I'm more
dude,
Rebecca, please mute.
man,
respond.
calm down. Don't say
kill,
lady. That's so
Okay.
disrespectful,
So
Uncle Tom. Like,
Thank
good
you.
God.
I'll let you
ma'am, you're
speak in
not
just a minute,
co-host
irrevocable.
anymore. You curious why
Yeah, no,
that
I'm
I'm
not a
is?
not, and you'll
Okay.
co-host
never.
So,
forever. I'm
okay.
new here.
Please, everybody, calm down. Let's get back. So this is Britta and Uncle Tom, and then after that, I want to let irrevocable speak, but I want Kelly to speak to
Artifacts,
Britta directly,
artifacts. Don't
or
forget
artifacts,
artifacts.
and then irrevocable, and then Kelly and Britta to speak, please.
Yeah, Britt, what I wanted to clarify was not argue about the contract, but I wanted to say that if you called me a liar, like if you heard me in a space saying, "Oh, Gary, he's this or that, or he's paid," or if you want to call me a liar, then that's one thing. But you're calling a credible journalist a liar when and I watched the same. I don't know if you watched it or not. You probably didn't, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. She never said that he was like she never told a lie. She told him getting a contract is not a lie. That's all she said. She said he got a contract, he changed his tune. That is not a lie. That is factual. That she didn't imply that he was in some way, she didn't make any other
Did she give
implication.
proof of it?
I'm sorry. Did she give proof of the
Did
DOD? Yeah, to Tucker Carlson, who also has
did
social proof and status. Like I'm an anon, so if you call me a liar, fine. But you're calling like credible journalists who we know.
how is she credible? What are her
How is Gary Milton
credentials?
credible though?
No, no.
And I'm
What
being
are
so
no?
sweet and honest in that
What are
question.
Elizabeth's What are
No,
her
but what is Gary
credentials?
Milton's?
So
That's more important. What is Gary's?
But we're talking
I
about
didn't call him
Elizabeth, right?
credible. He called her
Hang
credible.
on.
Is
It's
what
get the conversation getting real.
yeah, because
It's Uncle
Charlie's
Tom
been
and
interrupting
Britta,
me for
and
two
then
hours.
artifacts. Hang on.
Bye, bitch.
Okay. Um, wait, no, you don't have to remove Charlie. It's fine.
Nobody removed her.
Oh, she rage quit.
She
Uh,
left on her own.
so yeah, so anyways, you would just have to substantiate, Britta, is all I'm saying. Just substantiate. I don't know where you can give me the timestamp of where
I just
just
want to
hold on,
know
give me the
why she's credible.
timestamp of where she actually lied. That's all I'm saying.
Well, what makes her credible though? I'm
Well,
just
that's
curious because she kind of came
you're
up.
moving the goalpost.
No,
Let's
set the standard.
assume she's not credible. Where did
Okay,
she lie? Where's the timestamp where she lied? Which
okay, I will look into that, and
okay,
I will.
we agree then, since you'll look into it, we agree
I
you're posting
No, I
shit
was serious.
unsubstantiated,
I don't have. Yeah, no, I just don't.
unsubstantiated.
You're
You're
such a
so it
dork.
makes you
Is
a
it
liar.
possible she posts a lot and it'll take her some time to find
Yeah,
the
yeah.
post
It's like
and
a
the
child. It's like she
timestamp?
has this childlike
Irrevocable. Let her
use it
go.
She's
using.
Don't
not
ask
about
for help.
Such a
childlike.
brat.
Okay, artifacts. Go ahead. Sorry.
Hello. Can you guys hear me? I want to make sure my audio is working.
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. Word. Hello. Britta. You asked why I have you blocked. I scrolled through your timeline 5 hours ago. You're calling me a fraud because I quoted Blake Neff when he said that they sent TikToks to the FBI, quote, before the shooting happened.
Yeah, he didn't say it was before the
I'm
shooting,
sorry.
and
I'm
that's
sorry. He
not why
did.
you blocked
Hang on.
me.
Pause. Hang on.
You misunderstood. You're an idiot.
You have to go listen to the space. He emphasized actually that they were sent before the shooting happened. Those were his own words. One. Second off, can I just know who you are? Like, how long? Like, what is your like? How long have you known Charlie Kirk? Been listening to Charlie Kirk? Like, are you familiar with the war that he was waging on the deep state? Yes or no?
I just think it's funny that you block people for having a different opinion.
No, I block people who attack me before like getting
You're
to
the one
know
who
who I
called him
am.
out.
That's what I do first and foremost. You attacked me a long time ago. It didn't start today.
Oh, what
So
was
you
it
can
that I?
stop
What
trying to
was it that
claim
you
victim
blocked me
status just
for?
like the Israelis do because you
Yeah,
attacked me first, and
what
I
was
am
it you
just
blocked me
I am
for?
guarding myself from shit that I have no business entertaining. So can you answer my question? How long have you been listening to Charlie Kirk for?
So what did you block me for?
Because you attacked me a month ago over some stupid shit. I don't even remember what it was, bro. I don't know. But can you answer my question?
So you don't remember what you blocked me for?
Because you attacked me baselessly when I entered this cultural conversation over a month ago.
Fair enough. I mean, if that's how you feel.
Actually, I think
Okay, great.
artifacts.
Awesome. So can we move on? Can I get to the deeper point here, which is how long have you been listening to Charlie Kirk? There's a reason I'm asking. I'm not, this isn't an attack. It's genuinely just a question.
I mean, you're accusing me of attacking you, and you don't even know why.
I have a memory of you questioning my integrity very early on in the space
So you
without
can't question
asking.
people.
No, you can question people, but it has to be done in good faith. You calling me quote a fraud is
Yes,
not really doing that
that
when I
was
have 10
not
years
that.
of experience aligned with the dude who was killed, and I'm asking you how long have you been listening to the man, and you
Yeah,
refuse to answer
it
the
actually
question.
was a fraudulent statement.
It wasn't actually. I quoted Blake Neff word for word. He said
Go
before
to
the
the space.
shooting happened. Go
Yes,
back and listen to the video.
before the shooting happened, they were contacting the FBI as
Great.
they
Okay.
had been for years.
So, okay, pause, pause.
Whenever there were
How,
credible things.
how and why
The
did Charlie Kirk still die if the
See,
FBI and his
he
producer were
doesn't want me to
aware of
answer
threats
it.
beforehand?
He doesn't want me to answer it.
Go ahead. I'll mute.
The point is, if you actually go back and listen in good faith, what Blake was saying is, of course, we were contacting the FBI when we had reasons to worry about things. Of course, we were contacting them. Of course, we care about this stuff. And then he goes on and he says, and why do you even think that this one group chat message went viral? It's because we sent it in. If you listen to it in context, you'll understand that what he is not saying. Do you guys actually, like, I see you laughing. Do you actually think that Andrew Colvett, the night before Charlie was murdered, sent the group chat message about the
We're
donors
getting
to
a
the
little off
FBI?
track here. I think
No,
Actually, we're
okay.
not. We're
artifacts
not.
answered
Listen,
your
this is
Hold on.
question.
exactly where I want to be,
No,
Wendy.
this is
No,
really
Okay,
this is
important,
okay.
guys.
great. This is right where I want to be, Wendy. This is perfect. No, this is great. Britta,
This is
there's a
important.
reason I'm framing up this
This is really
question
important.
before we go down. Like,
Do
see,
you believe?
you're asking a bunch of, do you guys really believe? I'm asking you. You called me up to
I'm
the stage because
I'm
you asked why I blocked you, and I answered you. Can you please answer the one question I asked you, which is how long have you been listening to Charlie Kirk for?
I'm asking you, what, based on, you said I called you a fraud. Do you believe that Andrew Colvett sent the message from the
Yes.
donors? Do you
Yes.
believe he sent that
Yes.
that night?
Yes, and if they didn't, Blake could have clarified by now, and he hasn't. So that's the first thing I want to say.
I'm
The
pretty sure he
second thing,
did.
no, he didn't actually. He never once has replied to that tweet that I put out. So that's first off. Second off, the reason I'm asking how long you have been listening to Charlie Kirk for is because throughout his life, he has said a couple things. One, he was always aware of the threat against his life. That was a persistent thing. I'm not denying that, Britta. I was in the arena with this man. We had liquids thrown on us and we didn't know if it was acid, right? If Charlie Kirk was afraid of transgender people, I don't think he would be going campus to campus debating them openly without metal detectors and security. So that's the first thing I want to point out with your kind of thread of rationale. Second off, in that video that I tweeted, Blake Neff says that Charlie was, quote, complaining about the Jewish donors. Charlie wasn't complaining. He was telling them very strongly to go to hell. In fact, like he was drawing a line in the sand. And so when Blake chose to use not only the term complaining, but emphasized that they were sending the threats against Charlie's life before the shooting happened, the question that I have yet to be answered is why did Charlie still go out to the tent if the FBI and Andrew were aware of the threats against his life? Or how did he still die? Who didn't do their job that day? Is it someone at the FBI? Is it someone in local police? Because there were multiple people aware. And now that we know potentially that the hospital was cleared in advance, right, it leads me to ask a lot of larger questions that Charlie himself was asking about JFK, which again is why I started this whole conversation with, how long have you been listening to Charlie Kirk? What's your stake in this game? Britta, I don't know who you are. I'm trying to get to know you. This is in good faith.
If Charlie thought that his life was in danger by Zionist donors, and that statement about, I told the Jews who told me not to do this to go to hell. Well, why was he still defending Israel after that? Are you calling him a liar? Are you saying that he
You
was a
realize that
fraud?
Charlie Kirk, as far back as 2023, was calling out cultural Jews for their destruction of
Yes,
America, right? So,
100%.
okay, so you're asking why he was still defending Israel? Because
Yes.
it's a complex conversation that they were trying to slap a label on this man. If you go back and watch his videos, the interview he did with Megyn Kelly 2 months before his death, he's crying for help because he's saying these people are labeling me an anti-Semite when I have given equal time to Josh Hammer and Dave Smith, and Josh Hammer lost the debate, and now they're calling me an anti-Semite. That's not how logic works, Britta.
I think it's
And
totally I
so,
think it's
and
totally
so, hang
unfair
on.
that he
And
was
so
called an
he started to
anti-Semite.
realize that these people did not engage in intellectual debate the same way that he did, and he told them all to go to hell. And a day or two later, he was executed in broad daylight. So, when I also know that Tyler Boyer is on record as claiming to be a Zionist, and Charlie himself was abandoning the pro-Israel cause, yeah, I think there's reason to believe that his team would have told the government, and we now find out that they did. So my question again is, why did Charlie still go to the tent if the threats of his life were made aware to not only Andrew Colvett but also the FBI? No one
Okay,
has
well,
answered me. Blake Neff has not clarified that he meant anything besides what he said, and I don't think he meant to say that because he was so worked up. But again, I
okay,
digress.
well, two things. Well, three things. I don't know. One, I think that if Blake Neff had something to hide, he would not be in these spaces because that would be retarded.
I think you're very naive for the way that like intelligence agencies operate and use people to get things done. Again,
Because it would
this
be
is why,
stupid. It
Britta,
would
can
be
we go
stupid.
back to my first
Okay,
question before
never
we go
mind then.
down this list? No, again, I want to answer your questions, but before we go there, can we start with how long have you been listening to Charlie Kirk? How long have you been in this culture war for, girl?
Hey,
Because
we have some hand raised. Do we want to just do
because if
these
you're
Do you
two
new to
guys
the
rounds?
want me
culture
to
war, the things
answer
I'm
or
saying
Well,
aren't going
no?
to
I
make
Show of
think
hands.
sense.
I
Should
think
I answer or
Adam, we
no?
should let this continue. But artifacts, you got to chill a little bit. I know you're passionate about Charlie, but just take
Yeah,
it
if we
down
need
a
a
notch.
moderate, if maybe we need a moderator to ask both of them
I
questions. What
I
does the
think that
room
it's
think?
because he's getting upset over the ignorance.
guys, I have a shit
Yeah, I
headache
get.
though, like a real shit headache. So if we could take it down like tones, I would so appreciate it.
Hey, let's do this. Let's do this for 1 second. Britta, will you answer Artifacts' question? Just a simple question, please.
And artifacts try to be the nicest possible.
Yes.
I know
I'm
you
not gonna.
can.
I'm not gonna answer demands. I think that what's relevant to the conversation is specifically that I know. It sounds like I'm
So you've
evading it.
never
No.
listened to Charlie Kirk until he
Oh
died.
no, that's not
Perfect.
true. No. But no, I know that this is a trap. It's like you haven't listened enough.
It's
You
not a
haven't
trap.
whatever.
No, that's not
I'm
what I'm
not
saying.
interested in that.
I'm not trying.
It's
Again, this is
literally
like,
an easy
I was
elementary
go.
Okay,
Hang on.
question.
Can
never
I?
mind.
I'm not going to get mad here. I'm genuinely. I'm going to explain myself. And Britta, the reason I'm asking is because the point that all of us are kind of alluding to here is that like this didn't just start on September 10th,
Oh
right?
no,
It didn't start on
I
it didn't even
remember
start in
very
2023. It
specifically.
started as far back as 2018. And like if you haven't been involved or paying attention or are aware of that stuff, then like obviously I would understand why you would believe the things you're saying. But like again, are you married to Blake Neff? Do you sleep with him? You're saying a lot of things that I feel like you're just assuming and implying that he has not said himself publicly, right? And it's like
Is this really what we're gonna do?
he said in a public space that like they sent TikToks and threats before the shooting happened, and you're calling me a fraud for quoting him. That's not in good
No,
faith. Like, come on, we got to be fair here, girl.
guys, I'm kind of at my wit's end. I'm not gonna sit here and be accused of sleeping with Blake Neff.
Why
Like
don't we
this is
let Kelly tell
ridiculous.
you
It,
about
it
Yeah,
was
Gary's contract?
let's
sarcasm. Oh my
Wait,
goodness.
hold
It
on.
was
Let's
artifacts.
sarcasm. We can't even
No,
be
no, no, no,
sarcastic.
no, no,
Come
no.
on
You're
now.
good, dude. You're good. Let's change it for just 1 second, and
let's
then you
let
can come
Kelly.
back to
Well,
your
yeah, what if we
question. You
let
can come back.
Kelly jump in and
Well,
then we'll
was it
go back to
irrevocable
artifacts?
though? Because irrevocable has been patient
Oh
too.
yeah, it was.
No,
Let
wait,
irrevocable
no,
speak.
because she's just gonna be well, Gary mouthpiece. Let's let
Well,
Kelly explain
Britta may
to
need. She
Britta.
may need
Wait, hold
her
on.
friends.
Let's let Kelly explain to Britta about Gary's contract because Kelly
Oh
knows the
yeah, do
most.
that, and then irrevocable. You are next after that. I promise.
My goodness, y'all about to wear my ass out, and I hadn't even been in spaces today. Whew.
Love you, Kel.
Okay,
Oh, where you at? My
thank you.
my
Love you
DMs
too.
are open, Kelly.
Yeah,
Oh,
Kelly.
okay.
You can always go to my OnlyFans. There's great foot pictures.
I'm still waiting for the link. Anyway, okay. I'm actually also, I just have to say it, as a fake death theory proponent, I am realizing between the beefs on either side, and I know we didn't want to say sides, but either sets of opinions, I'm realizing like how in the middle I am and why my theory works so well. But that's a different story for a different day. Let's talk about Paramount. Okay. I shared, I believe, to the Nest the post which has all the receipts in it. Now, this is the stuff that is actually documented in that space. I guess now probably 10 days ago or so, Gary had said that he started the conversations with some folks on the federal level about contracts in June. Unfortunately, there is nothing in the official record that reflects that. And so that was what led me to post these documents. Um, so, for example, there are two contracts. One was like a date of September 18th. The next was the date of September 19th. They closed, I believe, on September 23rd and 24th, respectfully. And in one contract, he was the only person to bid, or his company was the only to bid. And in the other, there were a total of two bids. Don't know in terms of the night vision stuff. There's no like interestingly, no solicitation letter, no documentation, no line item stuff. It only has one, like, kind of category note of night vision. But, and then the other one, it's like 24.
You're cutting
Sorry,
out,
my.
Kelly.
Okay, sorry.
You're gonna have to put a quarter in your Wi-Fi machine.
My child keeps trying to FaceTime me from the other
Roblox,
room.
playing that
Yes,
Roblox.
oh my
Ultimate
gosh.
download package this weekend. It's gamer week before
Thank you,
school.
thank you, thank you. And so anyway, on the night vision stuff, it doesn't say anything about the number of units, no letter, whatever. And then on the other, so I put up the line item list for everybody to review, but it's like a quantity of 24 for everything except for some tactical lights, which that's 36. but we're talking about like a little trauma kit, a little flashlight holder, a high speed gear rifle taco shingle, whatever the heck that is. Anyway, this is a small amount of things that you would think that the government would contract from a larger, even if it was a small business, they would still be going through an entity that tends to sell gear as opposed to do training. But the timing is interesting, and the fact that Gary said when asked, further questions, he just said, "Well, his wife handles that stuff." And I would think after all this time, like you would be pretty prepped and aware about your contract with the Department of Defense, given, the circumstances. And it is the only contract that I can find that Paramount Tactical has received to date. This is per the sam.gov system. So that's it in a nutshell.
And I have independently found all of the same information.
Kelly, you know that Gary's wife runs the boss of the company, or no?
Yes, I was aware of that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ooh, I wonder if she's on it. I wonder if she wants to come into space, and then no one would be mad at Gary. That could be fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds fair to me.
I mean, I never
Yeah.
thought about this.
For me, like it doesn't. Uh, I'm not saying one way or another. It's just that the timing is interesting, and I think folks deserve to know. Like, I mean, if I had a contract with the federal government of any size or shape, I would expect people to ask me about it too.
Absolutely.
Well, it's our tax dollars. It's our money.
Absolutely, absolutely. So,
And Tardio was meeting in Israel too at the same time. He went. Oh, he was over there doing something just a few days after the Charlie thing, and then at the same time, around the 29th, he was meeting with the president of Israel also.
Yeah, and for our tax
it's
money, and I'm
just
not even
worthy.
saying
Yeah.
he doesn't deserve the money. It'd be great if he actually just did like focused on R&D for the weapons and shit, and not. I don't want to pay tax money for some guy that's just doing podcasts and fucking talking shit about pregnant women. That doesn't seem very useful. I'd rather have him making weapons.
Well, not only that is, I believe there was what I remember from Gary is it was a bunch of night vision. Okay, if it was just night vision, that's great. How many? Was it like 5? Because that's weird. Or was it like 50? Like, that wouldn't be too hard to answer.
It was probably some
It shouldn't
fucking
be.
Timu fucking night vision. Who wants that shit anyway?
Well, I mean, it's just interesting to me that there are documents, and I wish I could post PDFs. When I'm like posting a tweet, I would have been happy
You
to
can.
post the
I post
entire
PDFs all
PDF.
the time, like Trump and
Oh gosh, that's a
Epstein.
different kind of PDFs.
Nice.
You
Oh
got
my God, I
jokes
just got
tonight.
it.
That was good. That was good. But
That was spot
yeah,
on, man.
I
Kelly,
can only post.
have you
Go
tried
ahead.
hosting it? Have you tried hosting it somewhere and then doing a link shortener and putting it, but then put PDF warning so people don't think they're getting,
Kelly, Uncle
virus?
Tom's going to get with you. He's going to get with
Yes.
you, and we want to publish that. We want to get that all published out there. So, Uncle Tom, you need to reach out to Kelly and be sure
Yeah,
to
Okay.
yeah, we can do
Or we
that
could make a
Okay.
behind the
Google
scenes.
Yeah.
Drive.
But I do want to point out that Britta did the exact right thing. This is not a troll. She did the right thing, and she was quiet, and I think she's taking it in. She didn't push back, and that's exactly what we'd expect. You learn new information, you just listen, go back, do your own research, and maybe delete that post where you're basically lying about Elizabeth Lane.
Can you prove
W-
that I'm lying?
I think Kelly
she
just
she
did,
she,
didn't she?
she just
Oh,
did.
so saying words is proof?
She literally posted the,
What?
the proof up
Yeah.
in the.
All of
What
the
are you talking
documents
about?
are in the jumbotron.
Yeah, if anybody's lying, it's the government. This is from them directly. And if they're lying, then there's a lot of things we should not trust. That's the whole point of this.
Yeah.
Is
I
the
mean,
documents are
since
actually from the Department of Defense website. You can go get this yourself. You don't have to take us for our word.
absolutely
Well,
Kelly
she's
can.
just using words
sam.gov.
though.
Yeah.
She's not keeping the same standard for herself. She's just using words herself on her timeline about Elizabeth Lane. So you're lying. So like you're not substantiating it. That was the whole point. You need to substantiate her lies.
Well,
It's the
and
whole point of
for as
this.
for Elizabeth, like I haven't listened to what she said. I do not want to, be
I
like,
don't
I don't
listen
want to
to it. I don't
vouch
I'm
know.
not trying to
for
conflate
her.
you with
Okay. Okay,
Elizabeth.
cool.
I'm
Thank
saying
you.
I did
Thank
listen
you.
to what she said and she
I mean,
didn't
she
lie.
literally told everybody that I was a troll and basically some kind of paid account, which I know that I'm not. So I'm like, how do I take this woman seriously when she just says stuff,
You
you
may
know?
not be a paid account, but you clearly have been pointed out to be a troll, at least on that
Well,
post.
if you say troll, it's like, what does that even mean? But like,
How
it's
do we get
basically
paid
she's
being a
trying to
troll?
discredit me as not being truthful. I'm just another
You weren't
American. I'm
truthful.
literally an American who says what I think. Now, do I troll sometimes? I mean, if humor and satire is trolling, sure.
No,
But
no,
like,
just
that's
say
not what.
I think Elizabeth was lying. Just say you're saying that like you're too explicit. You're basically calling her
Oh,
a
I have to
liar.
do the legal thing. Okay.
Not
In my
legal. It's not
opinion,
really for legal.
allegedly,
It's just so you don't look like a fucking dumbass
in
and
my
like
opinion,
e-girl coded. You're
allegedly,
basically
Elizabeth is
e-girl
lying.
coded, and that's all this is. You're
But
just like this
if I
e-girl.
were to, but would you say, okay, would you say that if I was like, you know what, Erica totally was in on it. I just know she was. You guys wouldn't be like, oh, you should just like, that's not true. You don't know that. You should prove that first. It's like you guys wouldn't say that. You'd be like, I know, right?
Oh, I'd
Wait, did you
actually.
say no? If you say you
Oh,
think,
there's a
if you
me when
think
people
she's in on it, that's not a definitive statement. That's just an
Okay, so
opinion.
you guys are all about legalese and not about like, yeah.
Greta, I'd want to hear
Yeah.
more. I have
I
some questions,
absolutely want
and
to see proof of everything all the time.
I would ask questions to explore how you what do you think is weird, and why do you think that is what I do. Now Tom might do
Well,
different.
it's literally her eyes. Like her eyes are demonic, so obviously she was in on it.
I don't think that's true. I think a lot of people
I mean, Britta,
mention
you
her
and I have
eyes,
talked about
but
this.
there's a lot of very serious people on here who don't say that. That's why
That's
they
good.
don't trust her.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
and
can't
that's
that's
you,
not
not.
one
you
of the
can't pull up
reasons
any
why people
posts.
have
Sorry,
a few
whoever I'm
people.
interrupting right now, but you gotta where's the post? Nobody in here's posted anything like that.
I'm not blaming anybody in here particularly. I
Well, we're
can't
the
help it.
ones you're talking to and
I'm sorry.
Because
Like,
okay.
Britta, what that would be like is us being mad and saying you dox people because
but you literally
you know
did
it
that
happens.
earlier. You were blaming me.
I
No.
wasn't. I
And
fell
nobody
asleep on the
blamed
kid's
you for
bed.
doxing.
All right, let's get to irrevocable. Patient had the hand up, cut in a couple of times. Now it's time, and they're shy. The mic drop.
Thank you,
I don't know. His
Irrevocable,
his
for being
profile picture
kind.
looks sus.
Yeah, patient as heck.
Britta, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, guys.
Thank y'all for letting me up and allowing me to speak. So definitely y'all retweet the space, tag some friends. I was writing stuff down as people were talking, and I was really interested in what Artifacts was saying about the security and metal detectors. I think that was one of the questions, and I have done a little bit of research on my own. And the one thing I had to, because I want to think that, a public figure of Charlie's magnitude, size, of Turning Point USA would have like a lot of security and stuff, but he wasn't presidential level. He didn't really have Secret Service. So it's my understanding that UVU didn't have metal detectors. So I don't know what the cost of all that would have been. It is my understanding that he was encouraged to not be at the outside event because it's like a security nightmare for any detail. So, those have been questions of mine. And then I guess my only question is, if Tyler Robinson is not a suspect here, then, do we have some definitive suspects, and who would they be?
I would add just off the top that TPUSA did bring in metal detectors at previous events. I don't know if they had just
Well, I
rented
would,
them.
as
You know,
there's some nuance there. It was typically they would be like for night events, in indoor events. So at a tabling at an outdoor event, I don't remember there ever being a metal detector, because you got to realize we're setting up in publicly trafficked areas, right? We're in a park in the middle of a college campus. So to block off that entrance is not logistically possible. Now, there were times when so occasionally what we would do is we would have a college debate at outdoor tabling at the afternoon from like 12 to 3, and then we would do like a double header event. Charlie would have an indoor speaking event in the college's auditorium. Now, at those events there would be metal detectors. um, at the outdoor tablings there wouldn't be. It's not possible to really secure that, right? But he did have obviously the security detail, and I would imagine there was some advancing that went on with the school or the police force or whatever the case may be, because there were typically police on site. But that is just a little bit of clarification there.
it
Thank you.
seems
That
like
does
in
help.
several of the videos that I've watched, there is some type of perimeter, though, that's established even for the outdoor events. Because I don't know, I mean, you can see even Dan Flood, Harpole, whoever, like, and some of the other guys kind of around the periphery of the back of what appears to be the back of the tent-ish area, and even times where I'd seen like Dan like glancing back. um just it just seemed like there was somewhat of an established perimeter, at least on one
I
side.
mean, that's more of like a secure radius around the speaker. That's not a secure perimeter around the outside of the circle, right? And so typically, we would try our best to set up. The one I remember most is the one where we had Vivek, and I posted a clip of it today, where we were set up right against a brick wall. Right now, that's really easy to secure because there's nothing behind you. But ideally, it would be like a building or something behind us. The least points of access possible was obviously the ideal. But again, we had to work around what the colleges would give us access to, and that was all handled through the events team, who would kind of schedule and plan that stuff. We just would kind of show up where we were told to.
Should they have canceled UVU in your opinion?
Well, it goes back to the larger question I have, which is again, if the FBI was aware of threats, if Andrew Colvett was aware of threats beforehand, specifically at UVU, why then did the event still go on as planned? I feel like there should have been